Happy Sunday, everyone. Today we're going to talk about online bashing. What to do when someone goes and makes a video, writes a bad review, creates a nasty comment, shares something private with the world, how it's going to affect you, and what to do about it. I'm gonna give you 11 very valuable tips. I've spent about 2 weeks on this video because, as you know, in the roofing industry for the last 2 weeks, we have a huge conflict broke out a couple of weeks ago between Haight and Lindsey Douglas. We actually interviewed both of them. By now, you have seen accusations, you have seen response. We also have conflict between me and Belittling. A lot of people share their experience with that video, and I appreciate all of you guys who gave me feedback. Today, I'm gonna break down what I do when someone's bashing me, because I promise you, it's a lot of people have bashed me in the past, and what bashing really is. Let's go. First thing, I want to identify what bashing is and what's online criticism. It's totally fair for someone to write a review, right? Just because someone wrote a review or created video about it, about you or your brand or your character, does not mean that they bashed you. Oftentimes we call bashing things that not bashing at all. Sometimes it's people trying to have a conversation with you, trying to call you out maybe on something. There's a good and bad way to do it. So I actually wrote a few things here. What bashing is. Bashing is belittling, with you trying to make other person miserable. Bashing is name calling. It's a hate speech. It's trying to absolutely ruin someone's reputation on purpose. Bashing is any labeling and name calling at its best, racism and labeling. I've seen it so many times where people have an argument with someone, goes down to lowest human instincts, like how's this person different than me? Oh, he's Russian, or he's black, or he's Hispanic, he's Mexican, he's illegal. Start putting labels just because you don't like the person or don't agree with them. Has nothing to do. That's hate. That's absolute bashing someone. Or accusation of intentions. When you say like, oh, you're doing it just for the money, you don't know. Of course, someone will do it for the money or for the wrong reasons, but oftentimes when we accuse person of intentions, we have the same intentions. The thing we think what they do is not because we know, we think. And instead of saying, I think you do it for this reason, we just pretty much go ahead and say, no, you're doing it for publicity, you're doing it for likes, you don't know others' person intentions. Stop bashing them for that. But now, what's arguing and criticizing and having conversation means online? Like voting by default cannot be bashing. Last week, I actually did a post, Haight versus Lindsey. Who do you think is right? And I've seen comments, oh, just bashing, like stop the drama. That's not the drama. Survey and ask, and it's like vote. It's like a debate on stage, Biden versus Trump. That cannot be bashing. Disagreeing with someone, it should be totally normal. We should be disagreeing. You can disagree with any of my videos. Go and review any of my videos that you don't agree with my point. Like, let's say you don't agree that 50-50 split is a bad idea for business. You think it's a good idea, go make a video about it. You're not gonna offend me. It's okay to publicly disagree. Just because someone wrote you a review does not mean that they bash you. What took place in the last few weeks shook me and my team. We were involved in it deeply because we actually got interviewed. One thing I want to say is we did not plan it. I did not know who Lindsey was 3 weeks ago. We already planned the trip to Houston, Texas to interview Chad Wilson, and then I started getting all these tags to Lindsey Douglas, accusation of Lee being a scam artist and running Ponzi scheme. So we have to reply when 25 people are tagging you and saying she has something, please interview her, reach out to Dmitry. We have to respond. And when I reached out to her, I asked, where are you located? She said Houston. I'm like, well, I'm gonna be in Houston next week. If you're not in the roofing industry, the lessons I'm about to give you are international, they're general, they'll help any person in this kind of situation. This is just so fresh out of memory, and I want to document this experience so even myself later can come back and relearn these lessons, because I learned a lot about myself, including in the last few weeks. First thing I want to say, guys, is the most important part of this video is only you can ruin your reputation. Nobody gonna do it for you. So often we think that, you know, this person just created this video and this person wrote this review and our reputation is ruined. Listen, if you're gonna grow your business, if you're gonna throw your name on the internet, the bigger you become, the more haters you're gonna have. There's no way out of this. But what other people say about you is not as important as your response. Oftentimes, and we have seen it in the last 2 weeks, and I'll show it to you, your response will ruin your reputation. Warren Buffett says that it takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. And I've seen it over and over again in the last few weeks. Just because someone wrote you 1-star review does not give you the right to threaten them or sue them or go after them because you can, because that response might hurt you. We've seen it in examples of roofing companies suing homeowners. We've seen it how Lindsey ruined her name by coming after Lee and reacting to feedback. So now let's get down to 11 tips what to do when someone did make that video, did write that review, did mention your name, and you think it's negative and someone is bashing you. Number 1 is do not threat people. I'm guilty of that, and this is the first reaction we have. If you're coming after me, the first thing I want to say, the first thing I want to text you or make it public, oh, if you're gonna do this, it's gonna be I'm gonna do this. And I'm guilty of that because it's my natural reaction. And you know, I've been texting a lot with Lindsey, and I regret saying few things privately. I don't think they were super bad, but the threat element, you know, it's common to me. What's threat? What's terroristic threat, right? Well, if you're gonna do this, or if you're not gonna do this, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. This is the first thing that you need to stop. You don't threat people. If you are going to do something, just go ahead and do it. Don't tell people what are you going to do. Don't tell them what are you gonna do if they're gonna do this. Oh, if you publish that picture, I'm gonna publish this picture. That's not gonna help you, and when it will air later on, it's your name that's going to be on the line, and people don't like people who threat other people. Number 2, don't call people names. And this is probably the craziest experience, the craziest thing I have seen in years. I have never seen professional woman on such a high level acting. I don't want to even call it high school. It's not even kindergarten level. I have 5 kids. I have not seen professionals on these levels calling each other. She called me a sloppy reporter, Dmitry Big Lips, all of that stuff. But few of these names that she gave to people, and I count up to 15. I want you to listen to them. Nasty Foreskin, Leach Haight, Dummy Haight, Dick Spunk, Even Turkey, Dmitry Big Lips, and this is just from one post. I want you to think about it. What kind of character and personality do you have to call, like, let's go with Nasty Foreskin. The guy is 42 years old, he has 2 kids, he is married, he's running business. He's your ex-client, you used to work with him. You gonna call him Nasty Foreskin? I mean, what, over 5? How are you gonna? How is that gonna help your reputation? And this is not a one incident. I'm talking about all over Facebook, all over Instagram, and all over social media. This is how woman who claims to be making $500,000 to $750,000 a year attacks people. She acted like a child in a Walmart store who just goes on the ground and start banging, oh, no, I wanted my job back. And you're not adult when you're behaving like this. And now she's calling those people who gave her a job for a year, paid $100,000, and she has audacity to attack them and not only say that they're stealing the food from her table because she can't provide food for her daughter's table, that's a quote, and she's calling them names. What kind of behavior is that? Comment below what you think of it. That's for me absolutely unacceptable. Number 4, you don't want to block people. When you block a person, you show that, hey, I don't care what you think. I'm not ready. I'm not adult enough to have a conversation. Blocking takes place 100%. And we should block people who are negative, who are too much drama, who takes a lot of our space. And a lot of people block Lindsey, rightfully so. But Lindsey blocked me, blocked everybody else, saying, hey, Dmitry, you were just a tool. And I mean, I don't care about it. I don't need this story. I don't need this in my life. But when you block a person who bashed you, I don't think it's right. I think you should respond, and you should be able to make it up if possible from you. If not possible, just let it go. Number 5, find a platform to respond. Do you remember Jordan Belfort and Grant Cardone? Epic interview. They went head to head, similar to me and Lee Haight, 2 different personalities. I think that Grant Cardone lost big time, but they hated each other. They did a really big interview. It kind of like blew up the internet at the moment. But after that, Grant Cardone had to, because he lost, he had to go and do a lot of damage control. He went to other podcasts, he was sharing his story, he was actually attacking back Jordan Belfort. I mean, they're still enemies to this day. They hate each other. Lindsey first was bashing John Houteling, bashing Anthony Delmedico, bashing everyone. And then she was running out of people who could actually support her, and was coming back to them. I mean, first during the interview, she said, oh, I'm meeting Badger to show him checks for Lee Haight. And then now she's actually bashing Badger, created website about him and makes memes about him. And like, number 6 is you want to stop talking how good you are. If someone is attacking you, it's not your job to defend yourself. You know, if there is allegation that you're a criminal, the worst thing you can do is to say that you go to church and you do the right thing and this and this. Let your people defend you. Your true history will talk about yourself. Like, for example, Delmedico, in response to my video, he's like, I've been doing it for a long time, 21 years. We're not questioning how long you've been doing something. We're not questioning your expertise, but you might be a different person today than 20 years ago. When you get a speeding ticket and police officers stopping you, you were speeding. You deserve to be, like, that moment you were wrong, and you have to admit that you were wrong. But I'm saying that today the culture is bad. And by the way, for those of you who think that I was bashing him, I never called Delmedico names. I have respect for a guy. I could definitely bash him. I have enough information to ruin his life and career. I can make one video and interview, hundreds of people who he burned over the years, and I definitely have plenty of dirt to ruin men's names. I'm not gonna do it. I respect Lee. You probably have seen it on our interviews. We are different. I don't agree with him, but I respect him. The same goes with Delmedico, except Delmedico would not come on camera. I still would talk to a guy. Number 7, probably the best advice here, don't try to defend yourself. Let your followers to defend you. I've been accused in the last few weeks a lot. One of the accusations came my way. Actually came from Lindsey. She started attacking me how we don't have women on our website, and she's like, why is that? Why is that? Why are you a hater? And she actually asked to speak at my conference. I'm like, no, I don't think that's gonna happen. I love the response from my audience. Like, so many people came and was like, out of all people, Dmitry is not the one who does not give women opportunity. We have plenty. And then when I start publishing them, it's like, oh, you're welcome. She tried to take credit for it. No, you don't get credit for it. This was pre-arranged. It was way before your days. It's just perfect timing, but it is what it is. Number 8, take a break. Sometimes when it's hot, when comments are coming in, it's very hard to unplug. Your head is hot, like you feel like you have to act now. You don't. One of the best things is turn your phone off, throw it in the toilet if you have to, go in mountains where you don't have service. Sometimes take a break is one of the best things you can do for yourself before you say something that will hurt you and you will regret later. Number 9, admit your wrongs. Most accusations have something in them. Sometimes it's a little bit of truth with some other facts mixed in. Recognize what it is that person's saying that is true, and react to it. Admit you're wrong. Say, yes, I was wrong. In this situation, the last 2 weeks, I've been wrong quite a few times. There is nothing wrong apologizing when someone is bashing you, but apologize for something that you did. In any conflict, there's always two sides, and they usually both wrong to some extent. Number 10, please keep going with your regular activity. If you're gonna stay in conflict in this online drama for too long, you're gonna lose a lot of followers, you're gonna lose a lot of friends, and we have seen it in the last 2 weeks. People want to know what happened in return, what did she accuse him of, what did he respond, what are the facts. They're gonna make a decision, and everybody wants to move on. Move to regular activity as soon as possible, and you will forget this nightmare that seems like end of the world. I promise you, it's not. And the last one, number 11, it's kind of a bonus team. And no circumstances, never ever put a label on people in your arguments, and never ever make any racist remarks. That never goes away. Because people who are racist, they just tend to look at people differently. You know, if you're splitting people between blacks and whites, yellow and different nationalities, that's the worst thing you can do. I remember when I was a contractor, I've seen so many people try to take advantage of me because of my accent, because where I'm from. I'm Russian, but I'm educated Russian, and you don't get to play this card of misunderstanding. And something that did take place last few weeks, Lindsey in one of the text messages actually reached out to me, and she said something like, maybe there's misunderstanding. And it's like, me being Russian or me having an accent has nothing to do with understanding. You know, when I walked in that office, I already knew who you are. I could read people. I don't care where you're from and what language you speak. There is international body language. There is language how people behave. We read characters pretty well. You probably know a lot about Russian President Vladimir Putin. I can judge, guys like Maduro in other countries. Yes, I don't even understand their language, I can see, but you can see the person, you can kind of connect the dots. When you see interviews of Donald Trump or Biden, you see who it is, and we react to it. Do you remember debates last year? We hated them both. One thing about this story, we hated the whole story. If you read comments, people don't like Lee and they don't like Lindsey. That's just the reality. You are who you are, but please never ever make racist comments. No matter what you guys do, no matter what you guys say, be careful. Internet records it all. There's screen records, there's shares. Please, if this video helped you in any way, shape, or form, comment below. Also, comment below what do you think. What's your final words about conflict between Lee and Lindsey? This is the last video on this topic. We will never touch it again, not this conflict at least. I'm done, I'm withdrawing. I don't want to be part of the drama. I don't want to be called names. I don't want to see, I just don't want to be associated with those two people, unfortunately. So that's my words. Let me know what you think in comments below. I'll see you guys in the next video.